Imagine floating in the deepest ocean where sunlight never reaches. Suddenly, something the size of a school bus glides past you with tentacles longer than a basketball court and eyes bigger than dinner plates. These monsters are real, and humans have caught them. What you're about to see will change how you think about our oceans forever. We're counting down the 7 largest deep-sea creatures ever caught. These living nightmares are so massive, they break every rule about ocean life. You'll see why scientists fear the deep ocean more than outer space. Let's dive in. Starting at number 7 on our list, the giant oarfish. Picture a snake that's 36 feet long, but it's actually a fish with bright red fins that lives 1,000 feet underwater. The giant oarfish is the world's longest bony fish, and here's the creepy part. In Japan, they call it the doomsday fish because it only shows up before earthquakes and tsunamis. In 2024, one washed up on a beach in San Diego. This was only the 20th time in over 100 years that anyone found one on the California coast. When locals saw it, they knew something bad was coming. The fish was 12 feet long and looked like a silver ribbon with the face of a dragon. But here's what makes your skin crawl. These creatures usually live so deep that seeing one means something major disturbed the ocean floor. What could be so powerful that it forces a 36-foot sea serpent to the surface? But that's nothing compared to what's coming next. At number 6, we have the giant manta ray. These underwater flying carpets can weigh as much as 2 cars, 6,600 pounds, with wings that stretch 30 feet across. But don't let their size fool you. Despite looking like something from your worst nightmare, they're actually gentle giants that eat tiny plankton. In 2024, fishermen in India accidentally caught one that weighed 3,300 pounds. It took 8 men just to pull it onto their boat. But here's the thing that'll blow your mind. These rays can live for over 40 years, and they're actually smart. They recognize themselves in mirrors and can remember human faces. The scary part? They're disappearing fast. Every time fishermen accidentally catch one, they're destroying a creature that's been gliding through our oceans since before humans walked the earth. But disappearing giants are just the beginning of this nightmare. Number 5 on our list is the giant squid. For hundreds of years, sailors told stories about the Kraken, a sea monster with tentacles that could crush entire ships. Everyone thought it was just a myth until 2006, when scientists finally caught one on camera. These creatures grow up to 43 feet long and weigh 600 pounds. Their tentacles are covered in suction cups lined with razor-sharp teeth. But the most terrifying part? Their eyes are the size of dinner plates, the biggest eyes in the animal kingdom. In 2023, Japanese divers captured footage of one swimming just 30 feet underwater. When they shined their lights on it, the squid's massive eye reflected back like a car headlight. Scientists believe there are millions of these creatures in our oceans, but we've only seen a few dozen alive. But if you think giant squids are terrifying, wait until you see their cousins. Coming in at number 4 are the basking shark. At 40 feet long and weighing 35,000 pounds, this is the second largest fish in the world. The biggest one ever caught was trapped in a fishing net in 1851, and it was longer than a school bus. Here's what makes them so mysterious. They completely disappear for months at a time. Scientists have no idea where they go. One day they're feeding at the surface, and the next day they vanish into the deep ocean like ghosts. In 2015, fishermen in Australia caught one that hadn't been seen in their waters for 80 years. When marine biologists examined it, they realized these sharks can live for over 50 years, which means some of the ones swimming today were alive during World War II. But vanishing sharks are nothing compared to what lurks in the absolute depths. The number 3 spot belongs to the colossal squid. This is the giant squid's bigger, angrier cousin. While giant squids have suction cups, colossal squids have rotating hooks that can tear flesh from bone. They weigh over 1,000 pounds and their tentacles stretch 46 feet. In March 2025, scientists finally captured the first footage of one alive in its natural habitat. They found it nearly 2,000 feet underwater, where the pressure would crush a human instantly. The creature they filmed was just a baby, but its eyes were already the size of soccer balls. Here's the part that keeps marine biologists awake at night. Sperm whales hunt these monsters. Scientists have found scars on whales that could only come from colossal squid hooks. Imagine the battle between a 60-foot whale and a 46-foot squid with rotating hooks, happening in complete darkness 2,000 feet underwater. Remember that doomsday fish we started with? Well, it turns out these deep sea battles might be connected to something even more terrifying. But even colossal squids look small next to our next creature. For the number 2 position, we have the whale shark. At 62 feet long and weighing 47,000 pounds, this is the largest fish in the ocean. But here's the crazy part. Despite being bigger than most dinosaurs, they eat food smaller than rice grains. In 2012, fishermen in Pakistan found one floating dead in the ocean. It was 36 feet long and weighed 15,000 pounds. When they brought it to shore, hundreds of people came to see it because no one could believe something that massive actually existed. These gentle giants can live for over 100 years, which means some of the ones swimming today were alive when the Titanic sank. They migrate thousands of miles across oceans, but scientists still don't know where they go to breed. It's like they just disappear into thin air. But even the largest fish in the ocean can't compare to what's about to claim the #1 spot. And finally, taking the top spot at #1 is the lion's mane jellyfish. This isn't just the largest deep sea creature ever caught, it might be the longest creature on Earth. The biggest one ever recorded had tentacles stretching 120 feet. That's longer than a blue whale. In 1870, one washed up in Massachusetts Bay with a bell 7 feet wide and tentacles that could wrap around a football field. Each tentacle contains thousands of stinging cells that inject venom into anything they touch. But here's what makes them truly terrifying. They're almost invisible. Their bodies are 95% water, so they can sneak up on you without making a sound. Russian divers recently filmed one that was 28 inches across, and it looked like a living ghost floating through the water. The most disturbing part? Climate change is making them bigger and more common. As ocean temperatures rise, these underwater monsters are taking over. These 7 creatures prove our oceans hide monsters we're only beginning to understand. Each one survives in a world where humans would die instantly. But here's the real question. If these are the ones we've caught, what else is down there we've never seen? There are creatures that might make these 7 look like goldfish. Click the video that just popped up to see the most terrifying deep sea creatures that have never been caught, only heard in the darkness.